All right, traders, this is Blake Morrow. You are listening to the Morning Edge webinar. I hope everybody's having a great trading session and happy Wednesday to you. Boy, I'll tell you, that has been a lot of movement overnight. You know what I'm hearing a lot of is I'm hearing a lot of people wanting to um, uh, buy the pound down here, and I'm a little nervous. Let me first of all, I just wanted to get this the bias chart up, but I'm a little nervous buying the cable down here, and I believe me, I'm like you guys. I'm looking for a good deal. I'm looking at the cable, thinking to myself, man, it's got to be getting to a point where it's becoming a good price, right? Right. I mean, I'm thinking that too. But don't I really don't think we're there yet. I really think that we got a little lower prices to go before. I mean, I'm going to feel comfortable about buying the cable. I mean, how many of you right now are looking at the pound thinking, man, I want to buy it down here? Any of you guys thinking that right now? That you're like, man, I want to start buying the cable? I mean, you can be honest with me. You don't have to say, hell no. I mean, it looks attractive right after such a big drop. You're thinking, man, and I know a lot of you are going, but look at the price action. It's giving us a hammer. We're looking like it might bounce here. It Look, as we approach support wherever it is, you're going to see a lot of this. Like it's like a car that's moving really fast that's applied the brakes, right? So if you're applying the brakes, it looks like it's going to stop, but it's still sliding, right? So I mean, I frankly, I still think that the cable can go a little lower. I'm actually looking at it thinking, man, if we can get a move back up to 131, I'd be a seller up there. But personally, I think the cable actually still sees 125. Okay, and if you see our confluence of fibs down here, and this is a weekly chart, so I have to kind of take you a little bit longer term here, and just think about this multi-year consolidation. I mean, you're talking since post-financial crisis, right? 2008 to 2014, we have clearly broken down, and today is the day where you guys want to start buying. Just think about this on a little bit longer term basis. I mean, I'm looking at every fib extension out there, okay? And every fib extension out there, and here we can remove that one. That one doesn't matter right now. Every fib extension really points to, still down here to the mid 120s. And I know we're getting close. I feel that we're probably I don't know, maybe a couple of weeks away. All right, but that's where I'm interested. Now, that doesn't mean that the cable's going to get there. The pound may not get there. The pound may never see those levels. But in a big drop following big news, I mean, when I say big news, I mean it's not like your normal everyday economic data release. When you're talking about a Brexit, you're talking about a country shaping event, that could really shape the near term and longer term outlooks of the UK economy. It's not like, oh, we posted a great jobs report, or oh, the Bank of England, lowered rates by half a basis point, even. No, this is a completely shape-changing event for the entire UK economy for years to come. Um, you know, this is a big deal, is what I'm trying to say. That just after 2 weeks after a Brexit, vote, it still makes me a little nervous trying to get long down here. Now, do I think if we were trading at 125 in the next 2 weeks, would I take a pop shot at it? I may, but I've really got to find some key technical levels to start buying it. And 125 to me, not only does it serve a confluence of some key fibs down here, 123, 124. You can see over here, 161% extensions, 127% extensions. Not only does it serve as, some confluence down there, it's also a round number. The quarter numbers, the halves, half dollars, the dollars, those are all really big key round numbers anyway. So, again, we may bottom and maybe the cable bottoms here for the next week, but I'm really not interested yet. And believe me, I'm looking at the cable the same way you are. You know what I mean? I'm waiting for him. I'm waiting for you, like you. I mean, I want to buy the pound against the Kiwi. I want to buy the pound Swiss. I'd love to buy the pound yen. Not yet. Right now, the pound yen has something else going on. It's got really weak equity markets. Pound Aussie, I wouldn't mind being a buyer down here. I mean, it's definitely starting to look attractive, but it doesn't mean that I'm willing to step in front of it. Okay, um, so um, so anyway. Um, Amanda says, plus we have no leadership in government. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of issues. I think being on the short side of the cable is probably the the better move. It's just waiting for the right prices, and you're going to be able to get some scalps in there. I mean, last night I was within. I mean, I literally had my finger on the button to short the euro pound last night at 86 pence. We were at 86 pence last night, and I was sitting there. I had my finger on the button, and I'm like, I'm going to short this thing. And then I'm like, man, I just really want to sleep good tonight. I don't want to stay. I don't want to be thinking all night about my euro pound short. And obviously, I would have done really well. I think you're going to get opportunities like that, but you have to be quick. You have to be nimble. When you're fading this move, when you're fading a pound move like this, you have to, especially if you're going the opposite direction, you got to be nimble. And I think the better trade is going to be looking for a short. All right. So, sorry, I can't stop yawning today. I'm apologizing in advance. I'm still getting used to getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning yesterday and today, so I'm probably going to be yawning all week. So just bear with me. Anyway, I just wanted to talk to you guys about that because I know I'm getting a lot of comments from you guys about, hey Blake, what about buying the pound? And I mean, you can, you know what the risk is. And I mean, how many people last week thought, oh, the pound's done, we're going to be bouncing here, and how many people got long the cable and just put their stops below the lows and got flushed out, this week. That's why the move has been so great this week. That's why the move has been so strong this week. The last 24, 48 hours is because a lot of people that were bottom picking got smelly fingers. You know what I mean? So, anyway, let's go through all the charts and let's. Amanda asked if there was a cup and handle on the dollar index. I'll tackle that when we get to the dollar, but let's talk about the euro first and foremost. Okay, and I am still short the euro dollar. My cost average is at 111.25, and I've got a full size position. I've got a good position on, and believe it or not, I want to add. Okay, I want to add if we can get back to 111. We do have some pretty key data today. We have ISM services data. We have FOMC meeting minutes, which, obviously the landscape of the market has changed the last 2 weeks, so the FOMC meeting minutes may not matter as much today. But regardless, I think the FOMC minutes, people are going to be watching what the Fed had to say, and keeping in mind that because of the Brexit, there's a really good chance that the Fed's not going to do anything here this month. Um, but but still, people are going to be trying to decipher the tone of the Fed. All right. Regardless, I still think that if we get a move back to 111 today, it's going to be an opportunity to be on the short side of the euro, and for me, that's going to be a place where I look to add. All right, to the euro dollar shorts. I got asked a lot last night, hey Blake, you adding to your euro, and the euro, when I was short the euro last night, and it didn't retrace, it just kept falling in Asian trade, so I couldn't add. But today, if we can rally back to 111, I am looking to add to shorts. So okay, now support. Let's figure this out. And and just so you all know, since yesterday's morning edge, I closed out my Kiwi short early, like 60 pips early, by the way. I closed out my Kiwi short. I had a dollar Canadian long, closed that out. I closed out my US dollar Norwegian krona long, closed that out. I made really good money yesterday, and the only thing, and I had a dollar yen short and a New Zealand yen short. Those are earlier, actually before the morning edge yesterday, and I closed those out too. So I mean, I did really well trading yesterday. It's nice to come back after being out for a week, coming back in and being able to trade. Usually it doesn't happen that way. Usually when I come back from out of town, I feel like a little rusty, but I think it's because I came home and I spent the weekend really analyzing the markets. That really helped me out this time around. I didn't just like come home off vacation and jump right back in the markets. I had the holiday weekend to really spend some time looking at charts. So, but anyway, where's support in the euro right here? I assume support's going to be right here, and the reason why I say that support is right here is because that's a spike low. But if we hit that, that means we're going to create a lower low if we can break below it. So I think this 110 and a quarter. What's the low here? 110.31. Is that right? 110.23. Yeah. So 110 and a quarter. That should be good support, because if we can break that, then we will actually end up posting a lower low, right? Which would be important. All right. Luca said FXCM SSI showing retail traders starting to give up on pound positions. First sign we are approaching a bottom. Well, what's the what is the SSI show, Luca? I'd be interested to hear that. Like, is it 3-to-1? Is it 5-to-1? Longs versus shorts. 3 longs for a short. Today's 2 longs for 1 long. No, you know what? I personally believe that as we bounce, you get, if it was 3-to-1 longs in the cable last night, the little bounce off the lows from 128 to 129.60, where we're at right now, has produced an opportunity for people that have been buying, from at 132, 131, 130. It produced an opportunity for them to get out of their longs for a small loss. So I'm not sure if I'm in that camp just yet. But we'll see. We'll see. So, because I think the reduced longs is you get a bounce like that. Anyway, all right, let's go back over to the cable. Okay, so here's the cable. So, obviously, the pound created a nice hammer, hourly hammer. Okay, and you have to stay with the idea that as long as we stay below this 131.20, which is right here, that is, we got a little hourly shooting star here. Yeah, it wouldn't be long. To me, it looks like, if I had to guess right now, And if I had to guess price action right now in the cable, we're going to do this. We might bounce a little bit more, but we're going to do this. And then we're going to figure out what we're going to do after that. You know what I mean? That's the way. That's if I had to imagine, that's what the cable's going to be doing. It's going to stay well below this 131.20. But if we can get a rally up to 131.20, I'd be a seller up there. Okay, not necessarily today, because today we're going to create some sort of hammer, right? But if we can, excuse me, I can't stop yawning. If we can get up there by like tomorrow, I'd be a seller up there. Whoops, not 131, 131.20. Okay. Support for the cable. Now, I think because you got people that are stuck on the short side down here from Asia. I'm sure, people that because in Asian trade, when I was looking at the pound, maybe about an hour before I went to bed, we were down here, and how many people shorted the cable, went to bed, shorted the cable, left the office. They're just getting back in right now. Sold their longs just to watch it bounce back, or exited their longs, not only to watch it bounce back. So anyway, if we pull back now, you're going to start to see buyers, in my opinion. All right, I'm sure that anywhere back towards 129, you're going to start to find some buyers down here. I mean, we could dip down to 128, but and I can't draw any fibs because, frankly, I don't know if that's the higher yet. I don't. We can end up, moving up towards 131 today for all I know. But I'm assuming 129 and then 128 obviously is going to be really key support. So I'll just put in 128 and then also 129. Not good support. I'm just thinking that if we dip back to 129, you're going to start to see buyers, I think. Because you get value players down here, and I still think it's very bearish. You're going to get people that are thinking along the same lines that I talked about a little bit earlier. How many of you guys are looking at the pound right now thinking it's a good buy down here? You're going to start to see that. You're going to start to see people that are feeling that way. So I think as we get down to 129, you're gonna start to see some buyers. All right, let's go over to the Swissy. And now I was long the Swissy yesterday too. I forgot about that. I actually pulled profits. I think I sold around here. I owned it at 97. I owned it at like 97.10. I sold it at like 97.50. And so obviously I got out of it early. But yeah, I don't know what to do with the Swissy now. That was a 50% retracement that held. Now this looks like it's about a 786, right? It was a 786 at 98 cents. I mean, I'm gonna write down resistance at 98.35. This looks very similar to the to kind of like all these other pairs. I think we'll probably end up doing this, and then figuring out. If I had to guess, we're going to do something that looks like that. Just guessing, 98.40. Key support's going to be at 97 now. Yeah, I think any buyer, any dip down to 97 cents is going to be bought. 98.35 is resistance, and we are in a range here. All right. Okay, let's go into the yen. Hey, by the way, have you guys how many of you did not see the Forex Analytics uh, webinar yesterday? You guys did not see it. How many of you guys didn't see it? it if you missed it, um, uh, um, you missed the webinar? That many of you guys missed the webinar? Wow. Oh, crap. It is recorded. Ziggy recorded it. Here, I'll tweet it. I'll tweet it here when we're on break, okay? You guys all follow me on Twitter, at least some of you do. Most of you do. I'll tweet it on Twitter, and then you make sure you guys watch that, okay? All right. Here, let me show you. This is we had some good patterns in play out yesterday, but here's the cable. I want to show you. Pound had a nice triangle pattern play out and exceed, its targets. Really good moves there. So yeah, you guys will really like that. All right, there's dollar Swiss. Let me go over to the dollar yen. I'm gonna get the dollar yen out of the way. Like I said, when we're on break, I'll tweet that. Okay, so check out where the dollar yen's at. All right, we almost got to 100 yen. The 618 retracement came in at 166, 100.66. We obviously overshot that. Let me remove some of this stuff. See, we're in between fibs here too. You take this low here to the high here. There's a 161% extension. That's what stopped us right there. That makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, so 100, and if you guys want to be on the long side, if you think that equities are going to bounce, this is probably your time to take advantage of it. I personally, I don't want to take that trade, but I'm just saying if you wanted to be long, you just put your stops below like 100, 1.5. What I'd rather do is I'd rather see a move back up to this support here, which is 101.40, and look for a short. That's what I'd prefer to do. Okay. See a move like this. That's what I'd prefer to do today. 101.40. And this is in a bearish trend. Okay. All right, guys. Hey, I'm going to tweet out that link right now. Whoops. Put back in a few minutes. All right. Make sure you guys you guys watch that video, tweet it, retweet it if you like it. I'd appreciate that. And I'm going to put that out right now. So I'll see you guys in a few minutes. All right, traders, this is Blake Morrow. You are listening to the Morning Edge webinar. I want to welcome you all back. So I did post that link. Thank you guys for the retweets, for those of you that retweeted that. I really do appreciate that. Just so you have an opportunity to watch it. If you missed it yesterday, so you can learn about Forex Analytics. And the project I've been kind of side project I would say I've been working on for the last almost year. So I hope you guys enjoy it. It's, uh, I got asked yesterday, is this a Wise Trade product? It is not. It's something that I've been working on the side. Um, Wise Trade, Trade King, that they are all aware that I've been working on this project. I also got asked yesterday, if I'm a Trade King subscriber or Wise Trade subscriber, is there going to be some sort of discount? We're still trying to work on that. It's not, nothing's been set in stone. Trying to figure out all that. But the first thing that the first order of business for me and the team was to make sure we could get the product out and working. that was number one. Now we'll work on the other stuff, here within the next few weeks. So I'm pretty confident we can forge some sort of partnerships. But anyway, for now, it is what it is, and I hope you guys enjoy it. It's really cheap to just try it out for 20 days. It's $1, $1 to see if it works for you. I think that's pretty generous. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. All right, back to business. Let's start. Well, we did the yen. Let's go over to the Canadian now. Okay, so here's the Canadian. Now we are approaching that triangle resistance in the Canadian, and I need to be a little bit more specific now with this this triangle pattern because we're approaching resistance. We can't afford to be half-assing it around here, and I don't know where the channel the triangle top is. I'd probably say that it's right here at 131. But it could indeed, I'm not sure what the market's looking at because you just have to assume right now. The market could be looking at this. We could make it all the way up to 131. It's possible. All right. I'm not long. I don't have any Canadian exposure right now. All right. But if I was long, unfortunately I sold it early. If I was long, I'd be a little nervous, being up here. 130.58. 130.58 is a 786 retracement. Relative strength isn't overbought yet on the 4-hour. Even if we hit new highs here, it looks like relative strength might diverge. So 130.60 should be good resistance today. Okay, should be good resistance. We are in a range. I'd be more inclined to buying a dip here personally because crude oil is so weak. But the question is, where do you buy it? Where can you actually buy a dip here? Dips have been very shallow. Yeah, I was long yesterday from like somewhere down here. Got out somewhere over here, and got out way too early, obviously. I mean, we can assume that high is good, but I don't know if it is. Oops. I'm not sure if this high is good yet, but you can see 38% retracement's been holding us, so that means that high is probably good. That means this support is going to be really important. 129.65. Okay. Let's go over to the Kiwi. Chinton asked Blake, what's the partner discount code? Nothing right now. Nothing. Like I said, once we have some partnerships with like Trade King or any other brokerage firms, as we move forward, then you'll be able to get a partner discount depending on what firm you're trading with and who we decide to form relationships with. But there are none right now. Okay, so here's the Kiwi. Now, yesterday, just so you guys recall yesterday's analysis, all right? I said yesterday we're approaching some pretty, here, let's get rid of this for a second. Um, we're getting up into levels that I'm finding very attractive for sellers, okay? And I was short the Kiwi yesterday. I got out way too early, but this box right here, I'm going to delete it for right now. That area I feel is a good area to be on the short side of the Kiwi. Now, obviously, I'm not short right now, and I would love to see a bounce to sell back into some strength at this stage in the game. Um, but I think anywhere up here, above 71.50, maybe up to 72 cents is going to be a great area to be on the short side. If I had to guesstimate, oops, right now, probably starting to build some sort of consolidation. Okay, probably. That's 618 stuck, so that's huge support, 70.80. Bulls do not want to see that give way. What I'd rather do is I'd rather see a rally to sell into. So I'd like to see a rally back to 72 cents to short, if we can get that today. Okay. But we are in a range. All right. Let's go over to the Aussie. What to do with the Aussie here. That 618 held too, just like the Kiwi. Wow, how important is 74 cents for the Aussie? Just like 70.80, 74, really important for the Aussie. It's a 618. Let's get rid of that. I'm going to remove that for now. I don't need that. See, this is doing what I think the Aussies or the Kiwis doing too, frankly. So, if you guys want to short the Aussie, I think you have to wait till we get up to 75.15. Yeah. We are in a range. Okay. Okay, let's go to the dollar index. I got asked by Amanda, is that a cup and handle on the dollar index? So let me see. What chart were you talking about, Amanda? She asked way earlier, so let me figure this out. 30 minute? 30 minute, huh? Who looks at the 30 minute? I don't think so. I mean, I see what you're talking about. By the way, when I said that about the 30-minute chart, I'm just joking. This right here is too much volatility. I try to explain it to you guys. When I'm looking for a cup and handle, I really look for unadulterated moves like this. Like this would have been, it didn't play out, but this would have been a really nice cup and handle if we would have just went, boop, rally there. See, but do you see how there's not a lot of a cup and handle is really more about consolidation. The consolidation of the cup is really important, and this is not consolidation. This is like too much volatility, in my opinion. Um, so like just imagine like a teacup and just look for a smoother base when you're looking for those. In my opinion, that arrow is going to work out a little bit better, and if you get that, okay. But that's all right. It's all right. So here's the dollar. I still think we're flagging here. This 38% retracement is really important. This is a daily, so I betcha this is a 38% retracement too. And there we go. It is. So I think 96 should be pretty important support today. Okay. What is this? 96. What's the high? 96.47. 96.50. Oops. 650. Hold on. 96.50 and then 96.75. And that is that's going to be significant. Remember, we have the reason why all this is so significant is this is a if you think about this, okay, this right here is a 38% retracement, right? Okay, this right here is another 38% retracement, right? So imagine today you have ISM and you have FOMC meeting minutes, right? So let's imagine both of those are relatively bullish for the dollar. I mean, you can see the dollar bounce back and possibly, possibly challenge some of this resistance here. Now, if we break back below 96 right here, then it pushes us back into this, flag, which ends up not being a flag. It ends up being more of a consolidation. So, we're in a range for now. Let's go over to the peso. I shorted the peso yesterday, and I got out for basically a flat. I shorted it right here at like, oh no, I did take. I did take a loss in this yesterday. I take that back. I shorted the peso like right here. I shorted it here. I'm like, okay, we rejected the 618, so I shorted it like 1869, like right here, and I said I'm going to put my stops right above the 1882, above this 618. I ended up getting stopped out yesterday afternoon. Okay, and then I tried shorting it again, and then I just got out of it for a break even. I don't know what to really do with the peso here. 19, which would be this most recent move down. 19 is a 786 retracement. Obviously, big supports around 811. I think you got to wait for those range. I'm going to stay away from it for now. But I think that this 1810 is pretty key support. And I think 19 is resistance. If you want to sell it, 19 is probably a better place to do it. All right, let's go over the Swedish krona. Well, here's the Norwegian krona. We can do that. Okay, so this was actually with Forex Analytics. This was a pattern play yesterday. We came out of this ascending wedge, descending wedge. We hit the 38% retracement, okay, after coming out of a descending wedge. Any move up to 1850 is probably going to find some, or 850, excuse me, is going to find some resistance. Support. Let's get rid of this. Especially if crude oil can get a bounce. Probably right here. Right there. So if we can get a dip down to 835, 834, 835, probably be a good area to be on the long side. 8.35. Okay. Oh, Euro's trying to make a little bit of a move here. Nearing our highs of the day. Thinking about short some more Euro pretty soon. Copper's breaking down, silver's breaking down, gold's breaking down. Shoot. Hold on really quick. Look at silver and gold really fast. Here's silver. There's silver breaking lower. Here's gold. What is this? Oh. Shoot. I gotta tweet that. Sorry. I'm gonna actually buy. I'm buying a little bit more. I just sold some euro dollar here. Just a little bit. Not a lot. I just added a little bit of euro here. Look. This is really, really key. Give me a second, guys. I got to tweet this. Need to tweet more charts. Gold's closing in some major resistance here. I'd be very careful with gold longs. What's today's date? Today is I would be very cautious with gold longs as you approach the 1380 1400 level. What's today's date? July 8th? July 6th. Okay. All right, I'm going to tweet that chart because that's a very, 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 very important. That's a very important resistance we're coming into. Because gold's hitting this resistance right here, I don't mind buying more dollars. You know what I mean? That's why I shorted some more euro up here. Okay. Anyway. Where am I at? What was I talking about? Oh, let's do the Swedish krona really quick. And then when I come back, I'll take a bunch of questions. Do we have data coming out? Oh, yeah, we have trade balance coming out today. Crap, we have all sorts of stuff coming out. All right, let me finish this up. All right, here's the Swedish krona. You guys know I'm moving really slow because I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. So, you guys got to bear with me, okay? All right. 50% retracement. 50% retracement. Swedish krona resistance at 860. Support at 840. I don't think there's a whole lot to do here. 860. Oops, 840. 840. 8.60. And these are both in ranges. Okay, your bias chart's done. I'll be back in a few minutes. When I come back, we have trade balance out of Canada and the U.S., so don't go anywhere. I'll be back in a few.